Hi, I'm Beth Brown-Reinsel, and I'm happy to be able to show technique on YouTube for you. I'd like to tell you about my book, Knitting Ganseys. It's full of techniques that were used by the knitters of England in the 19th and early 20th century for knitting ganseys, just like the one I'm wearing, for the fishermen who wore them. As well, I have a DVD called Knitting Ganseys with Beth Brown-Reinsel for those of you that like to see these techniques in action. Today I'm going to show you the long tail method a couple of different ways. The first method is the common way that it's done, and I call it the prayer method because you're praying that you've allowed enough yarn so that you don't run out as you are casting on the number of stitches you need. So here is the tail and here is the end that would be connected to the ball. Well, I have another way that I like to do the long tail, and that is by using both ends of the yarn. And I call this the long tail method with short tails. I allow maybe 3 to 4 inches for the tail. I make my slip knot and I slip it onto the needle. Long tail is a one needle method of casting on. And I hold the tails out of the way with my right hand along with the needle, and I put my forefinger and thumb in between the two yarns so that the yarns are on the outsides of these two digits. And now I'm going to insert my right needle up through the loop on my thumb, over and behind the yarn and through. And then I kind of wiggle the thumb and forefinger to tension it down. Again, up through the loop, over and behind the back yarn and through. And starting with two ends of the yarn, I have the entire ball at my disposal to cast on as many stitches as I need, so I'll never run out of yarn. The other thing is that you don't want to keep this slip knot because it's very bulky, being made of two yarns. So when I'm done casting on, I will pull it off the needle and pull it out, and it won't affect my knitting at all. Okay, now I'm finishing up the number of stitches that I need, and here this gives you an idea of the real-time action of this cast on. So now, since I have two yarns connected here, I want to cut one off since I'm going to only be knitting with the other strand now. And I really prefer to cut off the outside yarn so that I can work with the inside yarn. So here I will just clip it off, leaving about 3 to 4 inches of tail, and now I'm ready to continue knitting on. I'd like to thank you for joining me for this tutorial. I hope you learned something and you enjoyed it. You can also check me out on my website, www.knittingtraditions.com, and you can access my blog, and you can sign up for my newsletter there. You can also purchase my book and my DVD on my website or at your local yarn shop. Thanks a lot.